Manchester United, once a fortress, a place where legends rose and history was made. But since Sir Alex Ferguson left, it feels like the magic has faded. One by one, big-name managers have come with high hopes, and one by one, they've left defeated. Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Erik ten Hag. Each promised to bring back the glory days, but in the end, they all walked away with dreams unfulfilled. But now, a new face stands at the gates of Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim, a young, fearless tactician from Portugal, is here to challenge what some call a curse. They say he's bold, unproven, a rising star ready to take on the impossible. But here's the question on every fan's mind. Can he really break the curse? Let's face it, Manchester United isn't just another club. It's a global giant, with fans who demand greatness and a history so rich that anything less feels like failure. But over the last decade, a strange pattern has emerged, one that has left fans questioning if this club is somehow cursed for managers. Think about it. Since Sir Alex left, manager after manager has come in, each with their own impressive resume, and each one has faced the same fate. David Moyes, once the chosen one, crumbled under the pressure. Van Gaal, a tactical genius, fell short. Even Mourinho, the special one, couldn't conquer the challenges that come with this job. It's almost as if there's an invisible weight at Old Trafford, something that makes even the most successful managers falter. Expectations are sky high, the fans are restless, and the media is ruthless. Every decision, every game is analysed under a microscope. And now, Ruben Amorim steps into this daunting role. He's young, he's ambitious, and he's talented. But here's the burning question. Can he survive the intense pressure that crushed those who came before him? Or will he too fall victim to what we're calling the United curse? So who is Ruben Amorim? Why would Manchester United, a club with so much at stake, turn to someone so young and relatively untested? To understand the gamble that United's taking, we need to look at where he's come from. At just 31, Amorim hung up his boots, convinced his real calling was to lead, not from the pitch, but from the sidelines. Yet, his bold choice would pit him against the very rules that define professional coaching. As an intern under Jose Mourinho, Ruben watched, learned, and dreamed. He saw the grit, the tactical genius, and the authority it took to be an elite coach. With each passing day, his vision crystallized. But his journey would be marred by battles, fines, and the shadow of unfulfilled requirements. Ruben didn't just want to prove himself, he wanted to rewrite the rules. Ruben's first real test came when he took the reins at Casa, a modest third-tier Portuguese club. Against all odds, he propelled them to the top of the league. His success was unmistakable, undeniable, but so was the controversy. His triumph was tainted by scandal. The league questioned his right to coach without the UEFA B license. Casa was fined. Ruben was threatened with a one-year ban. They wanted him out, but Ruben wasn't giving up. To Ruben, theory was secondary. Football was a game of instincts, of reading the moment, of experience earned in the trenches, not in classrooms. With a quiet rebellion in his eyes, he walked away from Casa, but carried with him an unbreakable resolve. Ruben's break came with SC Braga's B team, but his rapid ascent soon forced Braga's hand. By all appearances, he was just an assistant coach, but everyone knew who was calling the shots. And under this facade, he led Braga to a staggering achievement, the Portuguese Cup victory, just 10 weeks in. With that victory, Ruben had arrived. The world had taken notice, and so had Sporting Lisbon. In an unprecedented move, they bought out his contract for €10 million, the third highest fee ever for a manager. But still, the licenses lingered. Still, he couldn't be the manager on paper. Sporting registered him as the assistant. Ruben didn't mind. He only cared about the results. And in his first full season, he delivered Sporting's first league title in 19 years. The fines piled up. The criticism grew louder. But Ruben remained steadfast. After years of defiance, fines, and a relentless belief in his vision, Ruben Amorim now stood unchallenged. He'd finally earned his UEFA Pro license, but by then, he'd proven that sometimes talent transcends paperwork. His journey was a lesson for anyone who's ever felt held back by red tape, doubted by the powers that be. Ruben's story is about a new kind of resilience, a challenge to conventions that dare limit passion and ambition. Ruben Amorim has always known what it takes to succeed at the highest level. Now, with the world watching, he's ready to prove it. His journey from intern to boss is more than a tale of ambition. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit, to the drive to redefine what's possible. And as the fans chant his name, they too believe Ruben Amorim isn't just here to play by the rules, he's here to make his own. Amorim's story is anything but ordinary. In just a few short years, he's transformed Sporting Lisbon from underdogs into Portuguese champions. His tactical approach, his energy on the sidelines, and his ability to connect with young players made him a standout choice for many European clubs. But here's where things get interesting. Amorim isn't your typical top-flight manager. At only 39 years old, he's among the youngest managers Manchester United has ever hired. He's never managed in the Premier League, and he's stepping into a role that's crushed legends. For Amorim, this isn't just a career move, it's a leap into the unknown. His approach is bold. At Sporting, he built his success on a high-intensity, pressing style, demanding relentless energy from his players. It's a system that depends on discipline, youth, and adaptability, qualities United's current squad may or may not have. Amorim's system can bring breathtaking results, but it's also risky. It requires players to buy in fully and maintain peak performance week after week. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Can Amorim's untested methods stand up to the intensity of the Premier League? Can a manager this young adapt fast enough to survive the pressures of Manchester United? Ruben Amorim's approach to football is unlike anything Manchester United has seen in recent years. At Sporting Lisbon, his tactics weren't just effective, they were revolutionary, setting a new standard in Portuguese football. But how will his style translate to the Premier League? Amorim's choice of the 3-4-3 formation stands out in a Premier League where the 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1 dominate. So why does he favour a system that's rarely seen at this level? And what makes his 3-4-3 different enough that it could actually work for Manchester United? Amorim's 3-4-3 isn't just a formation, it's a philosophy. It gives him balance between attack and defence, something that's crucial in his high-intensity style. By having three central defenders, his teams can stay compact and stable, even when pushing the wing-backs up high. This means his defence remains solid in transitions, which is key in a league like the Premier League, where counter-attacks are lethal. Another reason Amorim favours the 3-4-3 is its natural fit for pressing. The three forwards create a layered, intense press that forces opponents into mistakes. This approach allows him to regain possession quickly and launch rapid counter-attacks, a hallmark of his system. It's a formation that allows him to press aggressively while maintaining enough defensive cover, a balance that's difficult to achieve with other setups. But what really sets Amorim's 3-4-3 apart is his unique use of wing-backs and wide overloads. By pushing the wing-backs high, Amorim stretches the opponent's defense, creating space in the center for his attackers to exploit. This width draws defenders out of position, leaving gaps that players like Bruno Fernandes or Rashford could thrive in. And unlike a traditional 3-4-3, his wing-backs are trained to drop back when needed, forming a five-man defense and giving him flexibility on both ends. Then there's the element of fluidity. Amorim's formation isn't static. His players are trained to rotate positions, keep the opposition guessing, and create unpredictable attacks. This encourages creative play, allowing players to find pockets of space and break down even the most organised defences. For Manchester United, this could mean a more fluid, dynamic attack that keeps opponents on edge. Another key factor? Youth development. Amorim has a strong focus on integrating young players into this system, and the 3-4-3's demands for energy, discipline, and adaptability fit well with younger players who are eager to prove themselves. For United, this means more opportunities for rising stars like Garnacho, who bring the energy needed to make this formation work. The 3-4-3 gives Amorim control over the midfield through compact spacing. With wing-backs and midfielders positioned closer together, his team can dictate the tempo and reduce the risk of turnovers. This compact structure allows quick combinations and short passing, playing to the strengths of creators like Bruno Fernandes, while keeping the opponent's defense constantly under pressure. Amorim's 3-4-3 system has been highly successful in Portugal, but adapting it to the intensity and physical demands of the Premier League presents unique challenges. So, what tactical adjustments might he need to make to ensure his style succeeds at Manchester United? Adapting the press for Premier League intensity. Amorim's pressing style is one of his trademarks, but in the Premier League, this approach faces a different level of intensity and pace. English teams are known for their high tempo play and quick transitions, which could exploit gaps in Amorim's high press. To counter this, Amorim may need to refine his pressing triggers, making his team more selective about when and where to press aggressively. This approach could help United conserve energy while reducing exposure to quick counter-attacks. Managing defensive vulnerabilities in the high line. The 3-4-3 relies on a high defensive line, which has worked well for Amorim, but in the Premier League, facing world-class forwards who thrive on counter-attacks could make this risky. One option would be to adjust the positioning of the central defenders, keeping the two outer centre-backs slightly deeper to cover the spaces left by wing-backs pushing forward. This tweak could give United added security without sacrificing the overall structure, optimizing wide play and wing-back roles. In Amorim's 3-4-3, the wing-backs are essential for width and attacking support. However, United currently lacks fully developed wing-backs who can balance both defensive and offensive duties seamlessly. To address this, Amorim could deploy a more conservative approach on one side, possibly using a defensively inclined wing-back like Diogo Dalot on the right, while experimenting with a more attacking option on the left. This strategy would allow United to keep width without leaving both flanks open to counter-attacks. Central midfield balance and depth. Amorim's system requires a balanced midfield pairing, one midfielder to win the ball and another to drive forward and support the attack. At United, finding the right combination will be key, but depth could also be an issue given the physical demands of the role. Amorim may need to rotate his midfield frequently, or bring in additional reinforcements to ensure his players can sustain the intensity throughout the season. Finding a player who can bring the right mix of physicality, endurance, and ball control, like Ugarte, would be essential for balance. Managing key attacking players' positions and roles. With Rashford, Garnacho, and Bruno Fernandes all best suited to attacking roles, fitting them into the 3-4-3 without compromising Amorim's structure will require careful management. Amorim might opt for a rotating forward line, allowing Rashford and Garnacho to switch between left forward and central striker roles, while Bruno plays as a flexible right forward, who can drop into midfield to create space. This rotation could keep defenders guessing and allow Amorim to maximise each player's strengths. While Amorim's 3-4-3 system is promising, these tactical adjustments may be necessary to make it adaptable to the Premier League and to Manchester United's current squad. His ability to adapt and innovate will be crucial to overcoming these challenges. Now comes the big question. Can Ruben Amorim's ambitious 3-4-3 truly work at Manchester United, or is he risking the same fate as those who came before him? The potential for transformation. Amorim's high-intensity, adaptable system offers something Manchester United fans have long been craving: a clear vision and an identity on the pitch. His commitment to pressing, wide play, and quick transitions could make United a formidable force in the Premier League. This system, if executed well, could bring out the best in United's young and energetic players like Garnacho and Højlund, giving them the structure to flourish and the tactical clarity fans have been asking for. Amorim's history with youth development means he could unlock the full potential of United's emerging talents, something that could rejuvenate the squad and excite fans. the risks of high expectations and intense pressure. But managing Manchester United comes with a unique set of challenges: media scrutiny, intense fan expectations, and the constant pressure to deliver. For Amorim, the stakes are high. This isn't just about tactical innovation, it's about handling the pressures of one of the world's most demanding clubs. Amorim's high-pressing style demands buy-in from every player and the stamina to sustain it. In a league where teams will exploit any defensive weakness, the smallest mistake could be costly, and with little room for error, he'll need results quickly. A tall order for a system that requires time to perfect. Key success factors: patience and adaptability. For Amorim's vision to succeed at United, two factors are critical: patience and adaptability. Building an identity takes time, and while Amorim's tactics could offer a way forward, the club and its fans must be willing to endure the growing pains that come with it. Amorim's willingness to adapt his style to the specific demands of the Premier League, adjusting his high line, refining pressing strategies, and rotating players wisely, could determine whether his system thrives or falls short. If he can find that balance, his tenure at United could truly be transformative. So, is Amorim's appointment a revolution in the making, or a risk United can't afford? The answer lies in his ability to marry his tactical ideals with the practical realities of English football. If Amorim can adapt and grow with his players, he has the potential to bring something entirely new to Manchester United. One thing's for certain: Amorim's arrival marks a bold new chapter for Manchester United. It's a gamble, but in football, sometimes the biggest risks bring the greatest rewards.